This sword goes by many names: Goliath's Shanks, Ghetto Blade, Tetanus's Edge, Excalibur 2.0. I'd have to explain that one later. Devil's Toothbrush. This sword's edge is bound to give your enemies tetanus when you strike them, making it a blade that will give your enemy an effect, talking in video game terms. I consider this sword to be a short sword because it's a little bit shorter than my katana as shown here. The sword is actually a lot heavier than the katana, and while I could use it with one hand, it's actually better used with two. The rust-covered, gnarly-looking blade makes it very intimidating. I sure don't want to mess with this thing. Surprisingly enough though, the duct tape handle actually feels quite nice. I very much like the grip of it, and while I can't lose it, I don't know who made this sword. Probably some crackhead. Either way though, I happen to be finding these swords a lot. For example, in Mexico, in the ground in a rental car place, I found a machete, an absolutely rusted machete stuck in the ground. My mom called it Excalibur. I found many more weapons like this as well. For example, I found a rusty axe. It actually still worked as an axe, and I have it to this day. Might make a video on it. After jogging it with it for quite a while, I found out that this is not a good weapon to run with. That's mainly because, well, it's very heavy, and it quickly makes your arm tired if you run with it. The throwing weapons of this weapon are damn near non-existent. That being said, though, I don't really mind this weapon getting damaged at all because, well, it already looks like crap. So, here's your throwing test. Again, swords aren't usually meant to be thrown. Don't do this at home. As for the cutting capabilities of this sword, I had it tested against a very tough log. You'll see how it does. Ha! Oh gosh. Ah. That right there is the cut that it just made. If that was your skin, it would definitely cut through it. This thing's sharp AF. Now the way I tested this sword is unsafe, and don't try this kind of thing at home, even with a real sword. This sword, however, is definitely a good sword. Well, for being a homemade sword, the handle's not going to break on you anytime soon because it's metal along with the sword, and the duct tape makes for a nice handle. Sword is very weighty, making it very good for cleaving and certain scenarios where having a heavier sword makes more sense. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this sword because it's a giant shank. You probably get a broadsword and that could basically have the same functionality as this, but yeah, I like this sword, and yeah, have a nice day.